Hey guys, BovineSuperHero, bring you a UU battle today against Mulvone19. As you can see by my team, I have a pretty hyper offense team besides the Swampert, which is pretty much just there to set up rocks. And then on his team, he has a kind of a lower tier team with the Slowking and Amoonguss and Zangoose. But Zangoose could be kind of a problem if I do lose Swampert because I have nothing really to take physical hits. Victini can probably take one facade, but that's about it. So we're just going to start up the battle. I'm going to leading off with my Frostlass as he leads off with Victini. First turn, I am just going to go for some spikes, not really fearing anything because I am Focus Sash. And then he goes for the V-Create. Seeing that he's slower than me, I know he's not Choice Scarfed, and then I assume he's Choice Banded because I don't see Life Orb, which usually Victini only runs Scarfed and Banded, and usually have like V-Create, U-Turn, Bolt Strike, and then Trick or Zen Headbutt or Brick Break, but I'm going to set up another layer of spikes as he switches out into his Slowking, expecting the Destiny Bond on the second V-Create. And then I'm able to get up my third layer of spikes as he Toxics. So right now I'm kind of putting a lot of pressure on him because he has 3 layers of spikes up on his team and no Rapid Spinner. And nothing on his team is really going to enjoy those spikes. And I don't think I saw any Flying or Levitating Pokemon on his team. But I am just going to go into Raikou. This is a Specs Raikou. I go right for the Volt Switch. He stays in, probably expecting me to go for an HP Ice, expecting him to go into Nidoking, or knowing that he could just take a Volt Switch, and I wasn't really wanting to go for a Thunderbolt, just in case he did switch into the Nidoking. But he goes for a Toxic, maybe expecting me to be Mind and Calm Mind on the switch so he could get the Toxic off, but he Toxics my Swampert. I set up Rocks as he goes for a Psychic. Psychic doesn't really do too much, but I can't really do too much back to a Slowking. And next turn, I'm kind of expecting him to go for just another Psychic. Because seeing he obviously doesn't have Grass Knot because he would have went for that first, but I am just going to roar him out. Roar him into the Zangoose, which is kind of nice, but I don't think I can take a hit from this range. I do just go for another Roar, but I think... Sorry, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. The Poison gets me... And then he gets his own Poison boost, so he gets the Toxic boost, easily able to take me out the facade. I went for a Roar there in case he wanted to get greedy and go for a Sword Stance. But now I can come into my Heracross. This is a Scarfed Heracross. He goes for the Quick Attack as I go for a Mega Horn. I didn't want him to switch out into Slowking or Amoonguss and get kind of a free switch into the close combat, because he could put something into sleep or Toxic something or hit something with a Psychic with Slowking. But he does bring in the Amoonguss, and after the Spikes and Stealth Rocks, it's not looking that high of HP. And at +1 admin, I think I can take him out from there. So I go for it, and I do. I'm pretty sure he must have been specially defensive, because I think Amoonguss could still take a +1 Mega Horn from that range, but feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. He's able to bring in Nidoking, go for a Fire Blast. He's obviously Scarfed because he outsped my own Scarfed Heracross. But I can kind of just go and bring in Victini right now because I know he's locked into Fire Blast, and I'm also Scarfed, but I don't want to reveal that yet. But after these Spikes and Stealth Rocks, again, so much pressure on his team, V-Create is going to be a clean 2-hit KO on the Slowking, which is super nice. He can switch out to Regenerate, but he's not really going to get anything back with the Spikes and Stealth Rocks, not enough to live any attack. And he's also not fast enough to outspeed anything on my team. So I am able to take it out with the next V-Create. So now Victini doesn't really have anything that can take a hit from it, and that's probably pretty good, because the Slowking's down, and then everything's super weak because of the Spikes and Stealth Rocks, but he is going to bring in Nidoking. I didn't want to switch into anything because everything gets 2-hit KO'd, and I don't have something that can take an Earth Power and outspeed it. So right here I have to go into Roserade, and I have to go for a Leaf Storm. Even if he brought in Victini, after the Spikes and Stealth Rocks, as you can see by the Stealth Rocks damage, this is obviously the Zoroark that he had. But if he brought in Victini, he probably would not be able to take a Life Orb Leaf Storm after Spikes and Stealth Rocks. But I do just go for the Leaf Storm, take out the Zoroark, and then from 50%, I'm pretty sure Life Orb Roserade, this is modest, can take out Victini, but he is going to go for the V-Create. That doesn't really mean he's Scarfed or anything. Well, we found out first turn he wasn't Scarfed, but I think that means he's Admin because I could have outsped him if he was I could have outsped him if he was Admin, so it means he's Jolly most likely. But I can't go into Raikou, take him out with the Shadow Ball. I went for Shadow Ball instead of Thunderbolt because he still does have a Nidoking left, and this is my last Pokemon. So right here, this is the last turn, and he's so weak with the stealth rocks and everything, Shadow Ball's easily going to be able to take him out. But the real question is, am I going to be able to live this Earth Power? And yes, I can. I live it on 7 HP, able to take out the Nidoking with the Shadow Ball. So, good game, Mulvone19. I'll leave the link to your channel in the description. And just have a good rest of your day, guys. See you later.